Hello, hello. Sorry, I've been trying to get on, and my internet is my internet. Y'all know that. So, how is everybody? Okay, sorry. Again, my internet's messing up. Uh, anyways, yeah. So, I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm trying to have a good day. Just, just me, you know. I gotta do some laundry. I gotta go check on my brother-in-law in the hospital. But holding on. Yeah. Everything everything's okay. So anyways, Survival Monday. Let's see what we can do. Right? Um I am tired. Anyways, um so oh man. I am thinking about doing a business. I am thinking about doing survival training on my land for people. Teach them how to track, teach them how to survive, teach them what to do. I don't know how much. Hey Nubs, bro, how you doing? Yes, sir. I am thinking about doing my own business and making survival courses. And it's going to be a self-sustain survival course. I am going to do one day of training and seeing people's skills. Then the next 2 days is going to be actual real life survival. And I will be there. Hey Tammy, how you doing, sis? I'll be there to keep an eye on everybody. But um 2 days, 2 days of true survival to learn. Hey Dave, bro. How you doing, big bro? Because there's no reason, in a real survival situation, there isn't going to be anybody to hold your hand. In a true survival situation, it's you versus the wild. I'm holding on, big bro. I'm holding on. I'm going to try to start my own business, my own survival business, teaching people survival. I'm going to do one day. I'm probably going to do like a 3-day course. One day of showing people and letting people learn skills that they should know and help them with it. And then 2 days of actually being in the rough, getting your own food, making your own shelter, surviving on your own. And I've seen and I've looked at other survival courses and stuff like that. People give you food, people, are there watching you. Yeah, I'll be there watching you. But the thing is, people need to know the pain and the torment and the suffering you go through in actual true survival. Tambola! So, I need to learn, I need to know, what's a good price. I need to research that to see what a good price for that is. Because I know Dave Canterbury's survival course, his 3-day course, like his 3-day beginner course is like $800 for 3 days. Cody Lundeen, his 3-day survival course is like $600 a person. Then you have, all these other survivalist people that's made a name for themselves that have survival courses that range between $500 and $800. But the thing is, like, Morris Kohansky had a survival course He only charged $300 a person for a 3-day course. That's $100 a day. Yeah. The only bad thing about my business that I want to run, Tammy, is insurance for it, because I've got to be insured just in case. But I've gotta learn. I have to have some other kind of income coming in because of my brother-in-law. You know. So, all right, Mister. Can't even come up with something right now. Delectable caramel. Bear claw. That's the best I can come up with, big bro. Hey, Steven, brother. How you doing? Sounds like a plan, big bro. Hey, Shrimp. How you doing, sis? I'm sorry it's been... I missed the first time that I put on and everything. It's because I'm having internet problems like all the time. You know, it's not a it's not a day without, Matthew's internet shitting out. But I think on my land I can hold about 10 people. You know, give or take. Give or take 10 people. All right. Each one has you know, their own spot of land. Nobody is allowed to help each other. But but it's because I want this as real as possible as a survival scenario. The only way that I will come and help anybody. Oh, Tammy. Oh, Tammy. You and tools, girl. I'll give you tools. That's why you get the one. Hi, Kalia. How you doing? You know, I'd give anything to be the Mothman. I would turn myself in right now for the money. But yeah, I'm going to do that. And also, I'm going to make my Build-A-Bag survival packs. I'm going to allow people to either A, bring their own gear, or B, build their own gear where we are? I would call you. You know why? Because moths have that dust all over them. Just imagine him. Just imagine him if he like shakes off in your house. It'd be like putting flour on your hands and clapping. Right, Steven? Nice. Okay, big bro. If you want to jump up, just let me know, and I will bypass a. That didn't sound right. I will throw a bluebird at your window. Get him a Batman spotlight. Let him fly into it. Dude, just imagine the shadow on the wall if Mothman is like flapping in it and smacking into a spotlight. All right, sir. I shall toss a bluebird at you. Uno momento. Copy. Uno momento. Paste. Boom. Yay. Matthew's getting technical. Ugh. God. Mothman flew in my throat. Add to stream. Hello, sir.
Hey,
Ryan.
mate.
Look who we got, Dave. An elusive Ryan.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Ryan?
Hold on. I will put Ryan up here too. Uno momento. Do 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 do. Post. Do 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 do. Posted. Ryan, I threw a bluebird at your window. No longer letting them fly. I'm just grabbing them, tying a rock, and throwing them at people.
Yeah, I agree with that kind of thing. Me personally, actually, yeah, 100%. I've sort of given up on try and avoid putting the link to the stream in the side chat these days now.
Yes, sir. Yep. How you been?
I've had a very interesting night.
What have you done?
Well, we was auditioning a drummer.
Oh.
I've never known anything like it in my life, if I'm honest with you, Matthew. I've never known anything like it.
Really?
if you imagine just getting a drum kit, shoving it in the front room, and just inviting anybody in off the street to hit it randomly who's never been anywhere near one before. The racket like pots and pans falling downstairs. Now this guy's turned up to an audition knowing in advance, it's like nobody has told him, mate, you shit. You are absolutely rubbish. Do not go to this audition. But he's turned up, he's done that. And then at the end of it, he's turned around and he said to the bass player first, he said, what did you get out of it? What did you feel? Did it move you? And I thought, well, I couldn't believe it. I thought, I can't wait until it's my turn. So because you know me, the bass player is a lot more diplomatic than I am, Matthew. I'm sort of jaded and sullied by life. I think that's what's going on. I don't know, but anyway, he was a lot more diplomatic, and he went, "Well, I was just concentrating on what we're doing, man." So then he asked the lead guitarist, "What did you feel? Did it make you feel like tapping your feet, or did it make you feel like banging your head?" And again, he also, to his credit, a lot more diplomatic than I am. And he said, I was just concentrating on doing my part. By this time, I'm licking my lips, me, thinking it's my turn next. I can't wait to have a go. Me, I'm really looking forward to it. So, he was like, right, okay, cool. And he said, so what about you? Pointed to me. Now, remember, this guy's turned up, right? And when he's turned up, he's gone, are you Dave? And I thought, yes. Yeah. That name has been thrown about the ether in reference to me in the past, yeah.
And Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here, man. And then he said the name of the lead guitarist, and I've gone, no, that's the wrong Dave. I'm a different Dave. And he went, well, I only deal with him. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, seeing as how I'm the guy who formed the band and write everything. But fair enough, So straight away I thought, and you'll have to excuse me, Matthew, it is nearly 11 o'clock in the UK, so I am going to use a little bit of vernacular. He was a dickhead.
I don't
straight away I thought, yeah, this guy's a dickhead. So he's already cranium? Yeah, he was a Richard Cranium. So he sort of like already got my juices flowing, as it were, ready for a confrontation. Anyway, he's asked them what they all think. And then he's made the mistake of asking me. He's turned around and he said, so what did you get from it? Did you feel anything at all? I said, absolutely nothing.
Right.
He was like, pardon? I said, absolutely nothing whatsoever. He said, did it not inspire you? I said, yeah, it's inspired me to give up music. And then he was like, no. What I mean is, did it get you to tap your foot? I said, no. I said, did it get you to bang your head? I said, the only thing it made me want to do is bang your head off the wall. I said, it was absolutely appalling. And he said, I don't think there's any point in me wasting my time being here. I said, you've already wasted 3 hours of ours. And he said, I think that was a little bit too brutal. I said, what? Because, mate, you shit. You rubbish. You've turned up and you've wasted 3 hours of our life. You should have stayed at home, dude. Now, I'd already prefaced.
You turned into the Ryan Cowell. The Peter, what's his name? Cowell.
Oh yeah, Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell.
Well, man, but I already prefaced it, right? I prefaced it, however you want to pronounce it, by turning around and right at the beginning, I had to turn around and say, look. Hi, Christy. Hey, Ron. By the way, sorry, I've only just.
Hey, Christy.
How are you doing, guys? I did sort of like preface it by giving him a run up and saying, if you're going to have the decency to travel down here to make an effort, if you're going to be decent enough to do that, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste our time. So I told him the truth, and he didn't like it. And then I found out we're driving home just before I've joined your good self here. We're driving home in the car. And the guitarist turned around at me, right, Matt, and he said, do you remember when I told you that I'd found a drummer? And I said, yes. He said, but we'd already found somebody else, so we had to put this guy off. And then I got a load of abuse saying that he's going to come round to my house and kill me. I said, yes.
Oh,
he said it was that guy. I said, you being serious? He said, yeah, it was the one who threatened to kill me. I said, so why did you invite him then? after already letting him down in the past. You know what I mean? So this guy's obviously got mental health issues or some shit, man. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And get this.
You're saying,
go on.
So you're saying you can tape drumsticks to a squirrel's hands and it would be better than him?
Yeah. That was a very poetic way of putting it, Matthew, and far more astute than I ever could. And you know, you see, at least you've got creativity by making that comment, but you've nailed it pretty much, yeah. And I won't mind. We do a particular bit on this one song, and he said, "How'd you do that?"
Yeah.
What do you mean? How'd you do that? Because he can't play worth a wank. So he said, you know, how'd you do it? So he said, well, like, you know, before you're in a position to judge, you should be able to play it yourself. I said, give me them fucking sticks.
Yeah.
So I did. I played it, and then I smashed the shit out of it for about 15 minutes. And it was like, you know, drop the mic, walk off stage. You know, it's like, don't say stuff like that. You just absolutely wasted 3 hours of our life. Unbelievable. But I enjoyed the moan, and I appreciate you letting me come up here and moan as well. So thanks for that. Thanks everybody in the side chat. Love you.
I love you, big bro.
I do love the opportunity to just vent.
When I come over there, when I come across the waters and everything, Dave, I want to be the person that is your voice. You just give me the look.
Honestly, and I don't. It can sort of like hit. I don't know if maybe you can sort of like detect that I'm a little bit raspy in my voice, just maybe a little bit. I was when I first got home.
Just a little bit.
Because I really made an effort, you know what I mean? I give it some welly tonight as well. And it's like, this is... Right. I just feel massively let down, really. Massively let down. It's like I haven't played the drums for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Dave. Oh, Christy, there's some videos on the channel where a couple of band videos and a couple of videos knocking about on the channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dave can play.
But it was like, don't come here, dude. Don't come here doing that, you know. But it was cool. Anyway, I've been keeping an eye on you.
Thank you, sir.
I've been keeping an eye on you because I'm concerned.
It's all good.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The people in the side chat are concerned. You know, there's people out there that give a shit.
I know.
And when you're upset, Matt, right? When you're upset or you're not firing on all cylinders, everybody else comes along for the ride. That's just the way it is.
It was a shock, you know? Like, I'm used to seeing homeless and druggies and stuff dead on the side of the road, you know? And in, you know, parking garages and stuff like that, you know? But it was like, I heard him that morning playing his accordion and all that stuff, right? And then I went and did my stuff and everything. Went to go check on him at 8 o'clock. And he was gone. So I thought he went out, go get his drinks and everything, you know, like his alcohol and stuff. And when I came back at 10 o'clock, he was dead. And with the brother-in-law in the ICU with pancreatitis and liver failure and yellow, like neon yellow jaundice, it's something else. And now I have 2 compounds to take care of. I have 2, well, now a 2-acre garden to take care of. I have farm animals to take care of. I have 2 houses and 4 more acres to take care of. And it's by myself, you know? I mean, Miss Star, she's working all the time and I'm working all the time, and she can't, her leg and like her leg and her hip, she can't lift anything hardly anymore, like put weight on it, or her knee pops out of place. So it's me having to do everything, because we don't even know if my brother-in-law is coming out of the hospital. We don't know if he's going to hospice or what.
This is little solace in any way, shape, or form, brother.
Yeah.
But whatever your belief system or whatever people think, but I'll just word it this way. The energies are the powers that be that give us our lot in life.
Yeah.
They depend upon people like you, or they give cause or situation where you're depended upon for one reason, and that is because you're dependable. And that is why people, the only people worth relying upon are the reliable. And that's small comfort, I realize that, and it's been thrust on you, and it's a burden that you haven't asked for.
Yeah.
But just be mindful that the everybody out there is rooting for you always. You are surrounded by people that give a shit, and they're across the ocean, a lot of them, and they have no actual practical help in what you're going through. But as far as your mindset's concerned, you can deal with this. You can deal with this. Even when you don't think you can deal with this, you deal with it. Every time you face adversity, not only does it make you stronger, but it gives you a wealth of information with which to draw from to help your mental fortitude to cope with it. And you can do it, and I know you can do it. You're thrust into it. You haven't asked for it, but the people around you need you to be strong while you do it. And you will have your time to feel the way that you do, and quite rightly so. But as things stand at the minute, you can't be afforded that luxury. And if you do need it, then you need to freely do it amongst people that value what you're going to say. And you're completely safe with us. We're the people to do it too, brother, yeah? You're not on your own.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I just, I got one sign of happiness today. And you know what it was? And you're probably going to think I'm like just a bleeding twat for it, but
no, go on.
One of my chickens gave birth to like 4 baby chicks today, and it was like right with me, and like I call her Mama Red, and like I went to go feed her and everything, and like she grabbed my pants leg with her beak and like pulled my leg until I followed her, and like she showed me her baby chicks, like
well, that's so natural and so innocent that's just great. I just want to bring your attention to somebody who said hello, Matthew. Die Bullfrog 79 was
his nickname is Uncle Al.
Uncle Al.
Hello, Uncle
Al. Well, Uncle Al was in the side chat.
Yeah. Hi, Uncle Al. I just
no. Sorry, go on.
Oh, you're good. Like it just made me so happy. Like that she trusted me that much to like take me.
Yeah, man.
You know, it made me laugh and like kind of break down. You know.
You need to.
Yeah.
You need to. I hope. And this just isn't true of you. This is true of a lot of males, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But I hope you don't fall into that like sort of pool of people who think that because you're a man, you're not allowed to cry or you're not allowed to release, because you are. It's massively important that all men do, because there still is, in a way, that social kind of stigma that surrounds men, and even if it is sort of imposed upon themselves by their own mindset, that they have to remain strong and they have to do this, you can be equally as strong by venting the way that you feel, man. It's totally fine to do that. So if you break down, you break down. It doesn't mean you're broken. Them two are very different things.
It see when I was raised, I was raised like that, you know. But you know, like I learned differently probably like 5 years ago when my uncle passed away, you know, like there was so much anger and so much like anger and sadness and everything. Like I broke down for like 3 days straight, and I was, after I did it, you know, I was relieved, and I guess that's why I'm happier today, is because I broke down with, you know, baby chicks in my lap. You know, like
The circle of life, Matthew. Creativity, destruction, yin and yang, that Ouroboros. Continuum ad infinitum. The snake bites its own tail. Back to
right.
dust, back to energy.
Yes, sir. And it was like a sigh of relief, you know, but it's just, I have to be the rock for Miss Star,
Yes.
because she's literally on the verge of like mentally breaking down, you know, like
You absolutely have to be as strong as you possibly can for those around you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unwavering. Absolutely. Like a brick wall. Yeah. However, when you do get that odd time, that odd little bit of rest, you're also allowed to be human. You're also allowed to be upset. And like I said, you know, unfortunately, there's a good chance, or a big chance, that it will hit you later on, everything that's happening, and you'll get your chance to do what you need to.
right. I'm in so much pain, brother. Like physical pain from everything. Like I had to go and get 200-pound hay bales and unload those things and load them up, and no, not 100. The big round hay bales. I don't know how much those things weigh, but they're huge. And I had to go and get like 500 pounds of animal feed. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired, big bro.
I'm not at all surprised that you're tired. Yeah, I know that you did. I know that you did, Christy. I know that you inquired about Matt. Yeah, And I didn't get the email, by the way. I don't know what's going on or whether you've got my email address down wrong, Christy, but I've not received the emails about that stuff. But no worries.
Thank you,
No,
Christy. for this.
It's totally surrounded. Not totally surrounded. That's a little bit overly dramatic. But you're accompanied, if you like, on your journey by people who know the amount of time that you're putting in work, and we've often, and this isn't a told you so. I'm not doing that to you, brother. But we've often commented. There's been a lot of comments made about how you're looking and that you look so tired, and you're going through a lot.
I actually got 2 weeks off from work, and I'm still working. What's up, PLE? Oh,
Yeah, that clown's emailing. By the way, the guy who turned up for the auditions already started emailing, giving abuse.
oh, did he?
Yeah. He's like, yeah. He's already started. Hello there, PLE. How are you doing, man? Yeah, he's already started. Go on.
I wonder if his training is from Rock Band.
Well, and nobody at all who's sorry. I know lots of people who've had no experience whatsoever, and then they've got, what is Rock Band? Is that PlayStation or Xbox or something? Isn't it? Anyway?
Consoles.
Yeah, and they've picked up the console. They've got Rock Band or whatever it's called, and they've messed about with it for half. And I'm talking about 4 and 5 year old kids here. Yeah. And they've like messed about with it for half an hour, and they're infinitely better than that wanker that turned up tonight. That was absolute travesty.
No,
yeah, he's giving a load of abuse. He's on the page. Sorry, brother. The band page. He's giving a load of abuse on the band page. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, as we speak. Yeah.
Imagine that. Kind of like those Yelp reviews.
Unbelievable, just giving me a load of shit. It's like, brother, you were awful, man. No, he's still going. There we go.
Oh, he's still going.
Yeah, he's still going. Yeah, he's on a proper rant about it. I would have been willing to learn. You could have been something. It's like, no, we're fine, thanks. We're all right. We prefer to live in ignorance.
Did you find anybody that's decent yet?
Yeah, but not people that have been reliable. Obviously because of everything that's gone on with it, with this over the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And then lockdown has just ruined. It's just caused so much aggro, and then the other drummers, our original drummer's seen he's had a meltdown, so he's seen his ass about that. So we've been trying to find one, obviously. And I don't know what's going on.
There you go, Dave. What Ryan just posted for you.
I'm checking it right now, bro. Sorry, I'm just coping with the abuse. Just actually coping with the abuse as we're speaking. Yeah, you feel free to hurl abuse at me, Ryan. I like it. I thrive on it. That's the way that it goes.
Hello, Savage. How you doing? Okay, I was about to say I hit that like 10 times to try to take it off, and I was like, oh well, it's super glued up there. Like baloney on somebody's door.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yes.
I went for a good walk the other day, correct?
Yes.
And I found some tracks some three-toed, wide-pawed tracks that I have never once ever seen in the wild.
Okay.
And I followed them. And followed them.
Okay. Yeah.
And followed them.
Did you follow them some more?
Yeah. And they circled around a rock and did not go anywhere else. Like a big rock, probably maybe like a small boulder size. Probably about like 4 foot tall, probably about 6 or 7 foot long. Walked all the way around it, and the tracks never went anywhere else except for in that complete circle.
Mm.
And I'm confused about it. But they are three-toed with a wide paw, kind of like a wolf's paw.
Okay.
But like the wolf heel, you know, the heart-shaped heel.
Yeah.
Wide, puffy, can sink in, but the toes do not sink in. But the claws on the tip of it scratch on the ground, like when it's walking.
Okay.
And I've heard multiple stories and multiple local legends and Native American stories about thunderbirds that could do that when they're actually on the ground hunting for prey on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Can you
And then
see? Sorry, brother. Can you see Ryan's comments? He's sort of like I think he's like giving suggestions or answering you.
Sounds like a blue dog trail. Yeah, it does, but it's not. Like, it looks, the toes look bird-like, but the heel of it looks mammal-like, which is confusing as anything to me. There's no back spur on it. There's only 3 front claws. And I know the Texacodal bird, like, you know, like the pterodactyl had those kind of paw prints, you know. So I don't know. I really don't know, but I have video of it, and I'm going to send you some of it. I'm going to send Ryan some of it. Well, you know what I mean. I'm send y'all the thing.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, brother.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna half it.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And it's. I have never seen tracks like that ever, and I'm a tracker. So I don't know, and I'm wondering if it walked around that. I wonder if it walked around and walked around and walked around this boulder, because it does have an opening around it's an opened area around, no trees, no nothing, and it's wide enough for a creature that has 6 foot wingspan to fly up and out. So I'm wondering if they use that boulder as a perch to be able to jump up enough to get enough wind.
Mm.
I don't know. No, I did not. No, Christy.
I was just about to point that comment out, actually, about
Yeah.
Brenda. Yeah.
But just the movements of it doesn't seem like a predatory movement, like it was hunting anything, because I didn't see any other tracks of anything that it would be hunting. And it didn't use, and it was just two paw prints, because most, like, thunderbirds or pterodactyls are supposedly, some Native American tribes report that they walk on their wings and their feet. Some say that they walk like any other predatory bird, on 2 feet. So, I don't know. I'm just really confused about it. And right now, by state, I can't. It's hard for me to put 1 + 1 together.
Don't need to worry about that, Matt. You don't need to worry about it. If it's helping by adding a little bit of a distraction, good. But if it's distracting to the point of doing your heading, then drop it, ditch it to one side, cope with real life, and don't worry about cryptozoology and all that shit. Just deal with what you've got to deal with, brother. Clear your mind. Empty the glass of water and fill it again.
Yeah. But you know me, Dave.
Yeah, I do. We talk.
I get distracted by shiny things, brother.
Yeah, that's why I call you the magpie.
Right.
You're like a magpie.
Like I went for a walk, a soothing walk. I wasn't going to let anything distract me. I was just going out into the woods, try to rejuvenate. And what do? I look down and I'm like, ooh, tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Highwayman.
Hello, Ray. Yeah, I think we might be too late. He's already gone back in the shadows. We'll go
No,
on.
crap. I'm sorry. I just now saw it.
Yeah, I'm dealing with abuse on the band page, so yeah, I'm got that page open, so I'm not seeing the chat. Right. So, sorry about that.
You should have just recorded it and just put it up on the band page.
That is exactly what I should have done.
Day.
Yeah, I should have recorded it and just played it all over YouTube and go, here you go. This is what you are.
Thank you, Richard Cranium, for,
Stop. You know, he reminded me Cranium. Yeah, Sir Richard Cranium. He reminded me, he sort of reminded me of a dog that's surprised by his own farts.
Or one that wakes farts so loud it wakes it up from its sleep.
Yeah, it was like he was totally oblivious to the fact that he was absolute dross. He was like, how can you be ignorant to how you sound, really? I mean, that in a way amazes me.
Isn't that what the term tone deaf comes from?
Well, yeah.
I'm not trying to defend him, but
no, of course no. But I mean, if you're playing on a drum kit, you're dealing with beats. Right? I mean, they do have tones per se, but
right.
you don't technically tune a drum kit to a specific pitch per song. They are beats that you are playing beats that it's percussive. You're hitting a percussive instrument. So I wish that he had the defense of being tone deaf, but he's deluded, is what he is. He's oblivious. He's completely deluded to how bad he really was, you know. And now, because it's a case of, yes, sorry, mate, don't phone us. We won't phone you either. He's decided to enter into a tirade of abuse, you know.
So he's got the superiority complex, like he is the best.
Yeah, that's the other thing I get. He turned around and he said, well, I do consider myself to be like up there. I am one of the best. So what that'll do is that'll make your band one of the best. And I
Oh
thought,
no!
ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to.
It's like
It's
it's like
interesting.
here, sign the contract now.
Yeah. It's like, you're in, brother. How could we have possibly survived without you?
Right. It's like you don't even need to sit on it. You're in.
Oh, yeah,
Oh jeez.
absolute cockwomble.
You need more cowbell.
Yeah, if it had done that, I could have at least got a laugh out of it, couldn't I? I've got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
That's what you should have him back and hand him a cowbell. See how he does with the cowbell. Oh,
Like amazing. Like, just this like tirade of abuse. It's like, you know, 2 hours ago you were stood in front of me. You could have done it to my face. So why you know,
right.
why are you all brave now and abusive? Unbelievable. I could have added something. We could have been someone. Okay, yeah.
Most people have the balls behind a screen than they do to your face.
Yeah, well, you know, that's fair enough. I sort of get that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, never go off the size of people. I'm not suggesting that, but this dude's
I
about 5'2", and I'm 6'4".
So he's a chihuahua.
He's like ranting at me. It's like,
oh jeez. So you're telling me if I came over there, I could stuff him in a pillow sack and like swing him around and just like let him loose in somebody's house like
yeah.
a rabid cat?
It's like, what? Absolutely abusive. It's like you're almost hurting my feelings now, dude. I'm gonna message him back. It was all a big mistake.
Come back.
Come back, dude. I'm missing you, brother.
He's pulling an Axl Rose moment.
Yeah, he's like a troglodyte, that guy, isn't he? He's like a troglodyte.
Yeah.
Him and Kid Rock.
Yes.
They're of a similar ilk, aren't they?
Yes. Kid Rock. Oh God. Oh, Kid Rock. That's all I could say. Oh man.
Yeah, I know what you mean. If you are still there, Ron, you've done some great work, by the way, brother. I've just got the pictures you've sent through of all the building you've been doing. You've been very busy.
He has been. He's been doing a damn good job on his little house.
Yeah. Absolutely. So fair play to you, credit to you for that one, dude.
Yeah. He's been putting work in, and I still need to find him a power converter for his solar panels.
Oh, okay. What's this transformer?
Well, the converter to go into the battery bank to be able to recycle back out.
Yeah.
His solar panel has alligator clips.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But all the panels and everything have the screw in, and both his wires are the same color. Like,
Right. So, okay. So like brown to brown, black to black, blue to bits.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never worked with that kind. I've always worked with red and black wires.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know what they did with this solar panel that he bought, but it won't hook up to any of the converter boxes that he's bought for it that says it's compatible with it.
Mm.
But you are the electrical wizard. You could probably help it with it.
I've sort of like got a bit of an idea what's going on. If I'm completely honest with you, he said he got a different system over there because you're running. You're 110 volts, aren't you?
Yes.
With no earth, you just you know, live and neutral, isn't it?
Yep. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no grounding wire or anything like that.
No.
At least on my system, I don't have a grounding wire. So,
Mhm.
but I
That's
think
okay.
his wires are black with a blue stripe in it. But every time he hooks it up and everything, it won't even, and like the solar panel, it won't turn on or activate even with the solar panel in the light.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if the control panel's bad or the solar panel's bad or the wiring in general is just shit.
Right. Okay. So obviously the solar panel. It says solar panel active whilst in use and like charging the battery as well. I take it it's a Ledger battery.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be a 12-volt battery, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's rocking a 12-volt battery, and it's to power what? Because you're going to need a step-up transformer, then, aren't you, from like 12 volts up to 110 volts?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And
okay.
that's where the converter comes in because the converter converts it into that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and the converter is also the backup charger for the battery because it sends the voltage out to wherever you need to send the power to, and then it also converts the solar power into the battery. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
See, we're doing survival stuff right now.
Yes, well, far be it from, advertising too early what you're going to put forward as a business model, which is always a bad idea. I mean, I know that you think, obviously, you're talking amongst friends and everything, but it
Yeah.
is live and it is on the, it is on the internet and it is obviously YouTube. Just, don't go into too much detail about what you want to do because then you are compromising your own business model before you've developed it and given ideas
True.
away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was just, I don't I yeah, like
hey, Dustin.
that whole idea. How you doing, PPR? Like, I'm really dead set on making that business. I'm really dead set on it, brother.
Well, like I say, there's a couple of suggestions, which are obviously going to be limited. I'm no survival expert, but I have been involved in running businesses.
Right.
So 1 or 2 suggestions that I'll hit you with at some stage.
Yeah. It's just like everything that I've been looking at, like other models and stuff, like they don't truly put in real scenarios and real like talent. You know what I mean? Like pretty much is like a 3-day vacation and you're like glamping pretty much, you know?
Yeah,
instead of
I
actually,
understand what you're saying.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I want people to actually understand the meaning of it, because TV and movies and everything has glamorized it way too much. It's not what it's supposed to be. It's not like what our forefathers and early explorers had to suffer and go through, you know?
But the thing is, right, Marty, is in a survival situation, they're not going to be presented with them situations either, though.
True.
Because
every
most
survivor-
people most people end up in a survival situation in the modern era is going to be the result of being stranded due to mechanical or transport failure. Because if you deal with a complete collapse of civilization, then that's a game changer anyway, because nobody's been there. So it's difficult to prepare for that. You can only prepare the best way that you possibly can. So you need to, I'm not saying you as in Matthew, Louise, Anthony, Michaela, I mean,
the third.
people. Yeah, every time you get me with that, I do beg your pardon. The third.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the little things that count, Matt. It's the little things that make a difference, man.
Right. Only on Sundays do you not have to say the third.
Yeah, completely put me off what I was saying. I love it.
Sorry.
It's not often people can do that, but that totally threw me.
Oh, I love you, big bro.
You gotta love it. Thank you, Tammy. I will check them out. I've got. Get this. I did like contact the doctors to make an appointment, and luckily they can rush me in to see me in 2 weeks' time. So that's wonderful,
Oh, that's good. What's the usual wait time? Like 6 months?
I suppose it is an improvement if you could put it like that. Yeah.
I've heard about the UK doctors from certain people across the water. Like,
well, I tell you this though, Matt. Right, those same people who slag off the national health system wouldn't be as. I'll put it this way: they'd be a lot more vocal if they didn't have one and they had to pay for it, like you do in the States. They'd soon change the tune.
Ain't that the truth, brother?
Oh yeah, I hear it all the time. People slagging off the National Health Service, really bitter, and it's like you'd massively stand out if you didn't have it. I tell you that.
Yeah. Especially with businesses hardly even giving you insurance, and you got to pay out of pocket, and like then paying out of pocket for all the medication, and it's a complete 3-ring circus.
It really is. It really is cheeky.
That's why I literally have to go to Mexico once a year, and the money I spend in Mexico for my medication, for my insulin and everything that I need.
Yeah.
I spend $175 in Mexico, and I can buy a year's worth of insulin in Mexico. But
for a
here
year.
For a year.
Okay.
But if I go to Walmart or another pharmacy and I don't have insurance or anything, one bottle of Lantus insulin for a type 1 diabetic is $700 cash, and that only lasts me 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even with
so you look at $8.5 grand for a year. So you got that it's $8.5 grand, or it's $175.
Yeah. No. Like it's $25 a bottle in Mexico.
Yeah, but how long does a bottle last you then? Sorry.
Oh, still 30 days. Even the ones I get in Mexico, it's the exact same bottle and everything. I paid $25 in Mexico for.
Okay, so it's $8.5 grand, or it's $300.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to choose, people?
Right. I mean, even the money I spend driving out there with the gas and everything and waiting to get across the border, it's still cheaper than getting anything here in the States without insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, nice, Christy. Thank you, sis. Yeah, it is. It's because of the FDA here. The FDA controls everything,
Yeah.
and they know diabetics need this medicine to live.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
But you know the thing that makes me mad?
What's
Type
that,
2
brother?
diabetics. Type 2
Why?
diabetics. They get free insurance, you know, they get insurance easily here because for one, they don't there's only like a handful that actually need insulin. And even if they do need insulin, it's such a small amount that their insulin can last like 6 months, one bottle. But most of the time, it's just the insulin pills that they need to help.
It's metformin usually, or glucoside,
Right.
or whatever you call it in the States.
Yes. But like type 1 diabetics, no insurance company wants to insure a type 1 diabetic.
Well, I will say this, Matt. Isn't your beef with the insurance companies and the system rather than type 2 diabetes? I mean, people with type 2 diabetes don't necessarily ask to be diabetic.
Right.
And any more than you do being born a type 1, you know what I mean? It's not the people who have the condition that are at fault, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's not the type 2 diabetic, you know, people in general. It's the government and the FDA and the regulations for that specific disease. You know what I mean? That
I do. Yeah.
mad about.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because if I don't get insulin in a month, I'm dead. You know, but a type 2 diabetic can still live. You know.
It doesn't, you know, with the deepest respect, it doesn't work like that, Matthew, because, you know, your blood sugars can absolutely smash through the roof. Your pancreas can then start to cave in, and your liver and your kidneys, and you start to suffer organ failure. I've had this discussion with many people as if there's some kind of which is better, type 1 and type 2, and the answer is neither. Both of them can kill you.
Yeah.
You know, to be fair, you know, if you go hyperglycemic and then you get a ketonic acid emergency, you can die from ketoacidosis.
Yeah.
Whether you're type 1 or type 2, you know.
Yeah.
It's shit for anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I know. It's just I think the government wants to like get rid of type 1 diabetics just because there's so much involved with it, you know. Why not? What is it called? Survival of the fittest?
Well, I mean, you know, if that's the case, then we're all lined up to be screwed over, aren't we? Because there's not many people. I mean, but you know, you get to a certain age, and I think most people around the world develop some kind of something. I mean, we live longer than we used to in the medieval ages, and that's not necessarily because we've got a better lifestyle, but because we've got drugs and antibiotics and stuff like that. And a lot of people are on medication, aren't they? You get to a certain age, and things start to go wrong. But we're kept alive by drugs. Remember that, people.
Right. Drugs saves lives.
Yeah.
What was the PSA in the 80s? You know, winners don't do drugs. Well, I have to do drugs to live. Well, even in this day of age, there's still
Okay, then.
there's still like, you know, Amazonian tribes and stuff that still only have a life expectancy to 32.
That's a fair comment. That is a fair comment. Yeah.
I mean, it's just in the first world countries.
Yeah, the developed world.
Yeah, the developed world where we're able to live longer, you know. Like if you live to 32, you're considered, you know, you're considered a grandfather in certain places. If you
That
live
is true.
past
That's true.
32, I mean, wasn't Julius Caesar considered, you know, one of the oldest men, like leaders in Roman history? And he died in what? He died what, in his late 30s, early 40s?
But he was stabbed to death.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like he was still considered, you know, like old, you know.
That is true.
Just
That is true.
in,
Yeah.
yeah.
But look at what he achieved, Matthew.
What have I achieved?
No, look at what you're yet to achieve your full greatness, brother. I'm talking about Gaius Julius Caesar.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I used to look up to him and his, you know, like military tactics and his
Quite right, actually.
just his, you know.
It's the ancient world. It's the ancient world, and to you know, to put us under siege and get us surrounded, and then surround the people who surround you with a tactic called circumvallation. So,
Yeah.
so, you know, they were. You can sort of see why they was as successful as they were, the Roman Empire, militarily. They just over exceeded themselves, didn't they? Is what they done.
Yeah.
They were totally reliant upon their auxiliaries. Pardon?
Oh, Spitfire.
Hey,
Spitfire Dragon. But yeah, I mean, but also, I don't know. I don't know. It's a mix up between Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great for me.
Okay.
Like, they were both military geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah, they were yeah.
Yeah, they had an uncanny just willpower to keep going.
Well, sorry, Matt.
Oh yeah, go.
No, sorry. I sort of like thought you'd finished there, so I apologise for that.
Oh.
They have also got the history before. They've got a lot to live up to, and they were leaders of nations. So aspirations and expectations were a lot more different than they are for the common man, like me and you, who, to be fair,
right,
in comparison to them two, are probably considered to be a pair of nuggets.
Yeah. They would spit on us when they walked.
At least at the minute, we're probably not held in the same esteem as Julius Caesar.
You would have been a bard. I would have probably been a scout for them.
Yeah, hey, you would. You would. That is what you would have been. Oh, because of your blacksmithery, your smithing skills, maybe a shield maker, a sword maker.
Yeah, I could do that. And
so you would have been held in greater esteem than me, because I'd have just been some loser with a harp or a lute.
No, because Alexander the Great worshipped his bards, like, because they sung his praises, and he loved that.
That's true.
Yeah, like every time they had an encampment or anything, he had what was it, 5 or 6 bards just telling his, you know, war stories, like it was a rerun on Saturday Night Live.
That's not quite the way you envisaged it, but actually, it's better the way you put it across there. But I would have got on Alexander the Great's tits really quickly. I think I wouldn't have been one of his favorite bards and all, because I like heavy metal, you know.
Right.
I don't think I've got like Philip of Macedon or Alexander the Great down to being into thrash metal. Could be wrong, Matt. Could be wrong.
I could see you jamming out on a harp.
Yeah, with a little bit of distortion.
Oh, that's great. You would be demoted to the taste tester.
Yeah, they're the ones who die right at the beginning of a banquet because of poisoners, aren't they?
Yeah. Like, here, have this fresh wine.
Yeah, very, very picky though, me, Matthew. It's not like, for me,
True.
it's chicken. Chicken, yeah. That's my what would you call it? My
Cold
weakness is chicken. No, my weakness is chicken.
Oh, what? Yeah, I know. You're all the time. You know. No. Baby Bell's more than chicken.
Food of the gods.
Right. Julius Caesar would have gave you cheese all the time. Oh.
See, did you see that? Tammy just said Matthew could make you a triangle.
Yes, I could. One of the most harmonic triangles in the world.
I want mine with 4 sides, though.
I will make you an 8-sided triangle, sir.
You have to make me a musical dodecahedron.
Yes. and you wouldn't even have to use the little metal drumstick for it. I'll give you like a wind chime that you could just swing around in it like a cat ball.
Oh, and I'm massively, massively hurt if this doesn't transpire now. my expectations have gone through the roof because of this one.
I'll make you a copper 8-sided triangle, and you could use it in your band.
Do you like wind chimes?
Yes, I do.
Good man.
I love wind chimes. They are soothing.
What's that called? What they called? What the Aborigines of?
Didgeridoo.
Thank you. Yeah, didgeridoo. I can't remember if I hear didgeridoo and I automatically think penis for some reason. I can't help it. But it is a didgeridoo. When the Aborigines are blowing the didgeridoo. So do you think that if you hung a didgeridoo in a tree, if you strategically positioned a didgeridoo in the tree outside your house, if the wind blew at the correct angle, you could be soothed to sleep by a didgeridoo playing by itself in the yard?
You probably could.
Don't just discard it. Think about it. Mull it over. Let it flow over you, that idea, Matthew.
I am. Because the Aborigines used small, long blows in it. Yeah, try saying that and I'll sound perverted.
I'm going to give up straight away.
Just leave it to me. I'll do
it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm bailing on you. It's like, I've got your back. Well, maybe not.
Right. On that one, no.
On that one, you're on your own. I know those people in the side chat can be harsh.
Yeah. But yeah, like they do those small, long blows, and the wind, in certain areas, it has that exact same thing. You would just have to find a way to be able to cup around the tip of it.
I like
God,
this.
I gotta stop talking.
Yeah, because that like you're alluding towards circumcision there, aren't you? Really?
That was.
That's what that sounded like. So, what you're saying is, We would
Yes.
need some kind of implement on the blowy part of the didgeridoo for the wind to facilitate the. It's sort of
Yep.
like a sort of like what do you, a pseudo pair of lips, if you like.
Yes. Yes.
Suggestions, please.
Yeah. Something that would actually like catch the wind blow and circle into it. It would have to be rubberized to hold. It would have to be rubberized to fit on the top. Just listen. Just listen.
I'm listening.
Don't let it travel down the back alleys.
No, don't look, right. So basically we need to cut away the tip.
Yes.
We need something to act as a pair of lips to blow down the didgeridoo.
Right.
Right. You've turned this into porn.
Welcome to Matthew's late night.
Matthew's late night loving.
Right. Late night sheet stories.
I've gone right off the idea of having a didgeridoo hanging inside the boughs of a tree outside my bedroom window now. Right off it.
Could you just imagine the shadow of the morning sun reflecting off of that and going into your front yard?
Can you just imagine what the neighbors would be thinking?
Right. You had to angle it perfectly so when you get out of your bed in the morning, it would the shadow would angle perfectly with your shadow.
Yeah, so when you stood up and lean back, it looks like it's coming right from your groin.
Yes.
Check out the size of the didgeridoo on that guy over the road.
Right. Oh, jeez. Oh. What was that movie, Robin Hood and Men in Tights, when he was behind the curtain singing to... He raises the sword up. Oh, jeez. That was great.
I like silly.
I love that movie. Oh.
Silly films are the best. That's why I like Mel Brooks.
Yes, I loved him. He's still alive, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah. I think he is.
He'll always be alive.
Right.
Every time somebody plays Blazing Saddles, all right. What was the other one he done?
Blazing Saddles.
The one about history.
Balls.
Yeah, Spaceballs. And what was the one about history?
Oh, what was that one?
A Brief History of Time? No. What was it called?
No. I forgot.
The one where the Romans are chasing him at the end and he gets a big giant out, rolls a big giant out of them. What's that called?
Yes.
I'm so rubbish at this kind of thing. I don't know why I get involved in it because I can never finish the conversation.
Same here. But we know the scenes and stuff, you know? It's like...
Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
Can anybody in the side chat offer us is it The History of Time? A Brief History of Time? Or what's it called?
I know it's...
Can't think of it. Or can he think of it? Or he can't.
I can't either.
Come on, side chat, you side chat wonderfuls. Have you any idea what we're talking about? Because we haven't.
Right.
Makes a nice change. Oh,
I made it. My
That's
first
beautiful.
karambit. My first karambit.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir. I had enough time and everything, and yep.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, sir. I took the. I did cheat a little bit. I took the handle off of another knife.
Yeah, but the
'Cause I
blade is
didn't
yours.
wanna- Yeah, the blade is mine, but see how I messed up on the. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
I messed up on the back end of it. Like it's rounded up here, and I accidentally hammer pommeled the bottom too much to a flat point because I
Is it
thought
full tang?
maybe
Okay.
Yeah. all the way through. But this is not mine. I took the handle. It's a Kydex handle. I split it in half and remelted it on here. But I did make the Kydex sheath.
It covered the history of the world, Tammy, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's it. History of the world. No, isn't it the Monty Python one?
No.
No, that's the Life of Brian, right?
That's the life of Brian, the meaning of life, the Holy Grail, and now for something completely different are the 4 films that Monty Python done.
Right. Okay.
Where are you at, Matt?
I am at the laundromat, and I was gonna go do laundry, but I'm having fun right now. Oh my god! That lady just about flipped her car running over a what's the parking thing that they put in front of the parking spots?
It could be anything in your country compared to what it is in the UK.
Yeah, it's like a concrete block.
Ballard.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, she just like rolled over it, and I just saw that thing teeter-totter.
Just rolled over it, and it started teeter-totter, just in case you're still listening in the side chat.
Just teeter-totter.
Don't
you love my use of old words?
I love the fact that you just make shit up. Yes.
Teeter-totter.
Teeter-totter. You know that I like all that kind of thing. I'm sort of like a linguistical kind of guy. You know that. I'm not scared of rolling out words. Whether they make any sense or even if they even exist or not is a completely different story. But
right.
Most of the people in the side chat let me get away with it.
Yeah, they let me get away with it too sometimes.
Yeah, but you smile a lot. You know, you're for the most part happy-go-lucky, bouncy, bubbly kind of guy. Where I'm just sullen. I'm like a minor bird. You know what I mean? I'm very, very sullen. Me, I think. Yeah, because it's like I'm a proper negative vibe merchant. It seems quite a lot of abuse regarding that.
You're as lively as a miner's canary.
Yeah, it's like I've had quite a lot of like recently. It's like, you know, why is everything so negative and so miserable lately? It's like, well, because you fuckers keep telling me that I'm miserable and negative, and it's having an effect. That's why.
You're happier than a can of Spam. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Good old can of Spam.
Spam. Oh, the world wouldn't survive unless spam was invented.
I think people give spam a hard time.
They do. They really do.
Mm.
It's good. Especially if you fry it up. But a lot of
Oh, yeah.
people just eat it plain, you know? They just eat it right out of the can and it makes them sick.
Fry,
They don't-
fry, like you said, fry it up. Shove some
Yeah.
beans with it, some baked beans, maybe a couple of eggs, some bacon, some
Right.
toasted bread or waffles.
Oh yeah. See in the South, they make spam sandwiches on toast. They fry up the spam. They toast the bread on both sides, like in a frying pan with butter. Then they add mayonnaise to it.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's good. Yeah, that's good.
I'm not going to say what they do down south in this country because I'm acutely aware that Tammy is in the side chat and she's from down south and they do weird shit. They do, man. Seriously, you know, considering the distance between where I live and where Tammy lives in the UK is just a couple of 100 miles, really. I mean, that's just a trip down the street for most places in the USA, isn't it? Let's have it right.
Yeah,
But the
pretty much.
difference in cuisine is unbelievable. They eat all sorts of things down there. Yeah, they eat ocelots, arseholes, and peacock vomit and all sorts of shit. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared of them people down there, me.
Oh, jeez, that's great. That's great.
And then you were thinking that it was okay for you to go out. I'm going to go on a trip to the laundrette and be in a bad mood. Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Nope. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right.
But, yeah,
Go on.
I don't.
Go on. Don't be shy.
I found some new survival gear.
What do you mean?
And, well, there's finally a overseas military surplus store that just opened up out here. And I found this adorable Swedish officer's canteen set.
All right.
It's like a half quart like all metal canteen, and it comes with that looks like a flask, right? And the cup is the same size as the flask, and it slides up on it. And I was like, that's so adorable, but so unusable. Like,
I've heard that so many times in my life. that kind of comment's been passed to me so much throughout my life. Oh, you're so adorable, but you're very useless, really.
But seriously, you know how a flask is, right?
I do,
like,
yes.
Imagine a cup. Imagine cutting that flask in half and using it as a cup.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm doing that as you speak. I'm imagining right now. Go.
Do it. Cut a flask in half, and imagine that you have that flask held up, and you're gonna drink straight out of it, like a cup.
Okay.
Now imagine trying to put that flask in a fire and boil water in it.
No.
Right.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. It's
even I know that. I'm a survival idiot.
Yeah, why? Why would the Swedish army make that for their officers as a survival thing? I don't
Well,
get it.
I tried talking to you about Swedish military survival implements, and you took you laughed at me when I mentioned the Trangia stove. So I'm not your friend anymore.
I know.
I tried to get involved. You just shot me down. After sentence 1, I made it 10 seconds into the conversation, I think.
Trangia stove. Ah. Well, see,
very brutal word, Matthew.
you're right. Ah. No.
Yeah, that's what it was like, really. It was sort of like, yeah, cute, but no.
You're right. Yeah, it's adorable, but in like a survival, like camping and stuff like that, like military use. Yeah, I could see it being used because you can use multiple different, spirits and, you can use plenty of different fuels for it, but what are you going to burn in it? What are you going to use when you have none of that? It's nice for camping or in the military where you're going to have it.
You can like still go and this is Dave's survival tips, everybody. So strap yourselves in. It could be a bit of a bumpy ride, this one. And you will probably die if you take my advice, to be fair. In fact, I'm going to stop, actually, because I'm a bit of a tit.
Matthew approves.
Matthew approved rant about survival. You're not limited to that. I mean, you can keep the framework of the Trangia and still burn like kindling inside it, can't you? And you've still got the framework with which to support a comestible. Did you hear that, people in the side chat? I said comestible. You could still put a comestible.
Oh my.
No, you know it, yeah. So you can still boil water to make yourself a coffee or whatever you poise. Coffee.
We're not on Fantasy Island, Dave.
Sorry, mate. I was. Hey, Basti, playing. I was still
there. I'm not one of those survivalists that keeps, a Folgers, oh my God, a
Crystals.
Folgers instant coffee.
Yeah, you're one of them boring ones who actually wants to live, aren't you? That's your problem.
Yes. Yeah, I want to live.
He's no fun. He just wants to survive. God damn it!
I'm gonna pack some high C. Some of those rip away pouch high C punch. I'm gonna because
you'll be alive, but you'll be bored.
You're right.
At least my way, you'll die in fun. That's. Perhaps I'm not putting the best. I'll get my coat. I'll leave. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you can stay because the MREs I saw when I was at the military surplus store last time.
Mm-hmm.
MREs are now putting in.
Excuse me.
They're now putting in like Kool-Aid packets, like pre-sugared Kool-Aid packets for drink mixes, and like cappuccino drinks, and not just plain military coffee. It's French vanilla or Irish cream cappuccino mix.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just to reflect the way society is, isn't it? I mean, an MRE is just an easy way of doing it from the old days where we used to mess around with ration packs. It's an MRE, by the way, people, if you don't know, is a meal ready to eat, basically. Meal ready to eat is an MRE. But in a survival situation, you won't be dicking around doing all that because you couldn't carry enough MREs to survive an Holocaust, could you really? You could carry a few around in a Bergen, or if you had a Starshot, you need an underground bunker full of them, really, wouldn't you? You're going to need to find sustenance from the land.
Yeah, and that's a but that's the thing that a lot of preppers and survivalists and everything think on anymore. Like, okay, you know, MREs are supposed to be a 24-hour ration meal. That's if, you do everything. But a lot of survivalists say, "Oh, you can make a 24-hour meal last 72 hours if you half everything."
Hey,
You
Eli.
know? And that's like, what are you going to do? You're going to eat half of your spaghetti and meat sauce, and how are you going to pack it, and how are you going to take it with you without it,
Spoiling.
smashing it,
Yeah.
yeah, and spoiling and all that stuff? Because once you cook it, you have to eat it right then.
Yeah.
Can't say, "Oh, I'm going to put this in a doggy bag and take it home." Like,
How many calories are you going to be missing out on as well? You've got to bear in mind if you do that. Like, I've got this MRE, which, like I say, is a meal.
yeah,
But this has got to last me 72 hours. You've got a massive, massive calorie deficiency there over a
yes,
prolonged period, which is going to stand out.
yeah. And Dave, you can attest to this. Lack of food, lack of nutrients and everything. You don't think too good afterwards.
No.
And we have to take that accountability into survival. Packing 6 protein bars is one meal a day. 1 to 1.5 meals a day, and you get more calorie intake instead of rationing one MRE, and you're able to actually semi think better doing that.
Yeah.
But because the protein bars, it gives you fiber, it gives you protein, it gives you energy.
Yeah, but
It's got
you're still going to
nuts and
need
all
slow
that.
release, though. You're still going to need carbs somewhere in that,
Right.
like complex carbs for slow release energy, for prolonged periods.
Yeah, and if you know it, and see, if you know your area that you're at, and the wild edibles out there, like cattails. Cattails grow everywhere, and that gives you, that gives you your complex carbs, your sugars, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But you have to be around a water source for cattails to grow. So it's a double-bladed dagger, no matter what you do.
Okay, you're in a situation where you need all this because there's been a Holocaust, and most likely the thing that will cause a Holocaust or a sudden Holocaust is going to be something like a nuclear war. Then very soon, all them things are gone anyway because of nuclear fallout and nuclear winter. And the sun, there's no photosynthesis, so the plants die off, the water's contaminated, things aren't growing, the animals are dying. So even in a survival situation, you're screwed.
Right. And like in something like that, that's where, see, everybody always says the big thing in like survivalist communities now is bugging out or making an inch bag, which is an "I'm never coming home" bag. And
thanks, Eli, for sharing, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Eli. Hi, Eli. I don't know how I missed that. But most survivalists are prepping people to bug out and leave everything. But that's understandable if it is like a nuclear fallout or something where you are. I mean, even most nuclear fallouts are going to happen in major cities. You know what I mean? And
well, the thing is the wind carries the nuclear fallout as well. It's not in the area of immediate devastation. I mean, I've looked into this quite a lot because I'm a cheery person like that.
Right, aren't you?
And once all the debris from the initial explosions and all the rest of it like goes up into the atmosphere and causes what you call a nuclear winter because all the sunlight stopped for 18 months to 2 years. That's the world round. That's all over the world. That it's not just going to be like a nice little dark cloud above the city and everywhere else is nice and clean. It isn't happening. That is not happening at all.
Yeah.
When Chernobyl went up, it got found because of people in Scandinavia seeing a massive cloud of atomic particles that were above Europe, not above Chernobyl. It already started to spread across Europe by that time. That's how it got found, because the wind carried it. It will affect everybody. One nuke, you just got to look at Yellowstone going up. Something like that will affect the world because the entire planet is dependent upon symbiosis.
Right.
One thing depends upon another, so on and so forth. So, trust me, everybody, we're all screwed.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
but I'm trying to stay positive. That's the main thing.
Well, you can't. You seriously can't in a fallout situation like that. You know what I mean? Like something that affects not only just humanity, but all resources. That because humans need water, and a human can only survive 3 days without water, without dying. If you're on your 3rd day of water, without water, you cannot just find a puddle and drink it, and because your throat is shrunk to the size of a penny, and you cannot drink. The only way that survivalists don't tell anybody is because nobody wants to hear it. But if you're on your 3rd day of without water, the only way your body can take water in is through the anus. And you can literally drink dirty water and everything as long as you inject it
up your
ass, yes. And that's how you would have to rehydrate yourself back to normality. And how many survivalists have you ever heard say that? Yeah.
Do you want an exact number?
yeah, exact number.
Okay, well, 27,415. That was a lie. That was just a lie. I made that up.
That was wonderful.
They don't. You see, only two, and this is exactly why you asked the question, you little tinker. Only too well that is one thing they don't like to say. Right.
And I will. I'll tell you that because I want you to live. And it's amazing that like these survival TV shows and stuff, you see these people that have years and years and years of experience talk about, don't drink the water or anything, and unless you boil the water or whatever, because you could get giardia, you could get anything, you can get any kind of sickness.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's not the only way you can contract that stuff either. You can also contract it by splashing that same contaminated water in your eyes, up your nose.
Well, anyway, it can make it into the bloodstream.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't say that. They're just like, oh, just boil the water and then go bathe in that same water that you're boiling.
Yeah, to get rid of all the naughty stuff.
Mm-hmm. But what do you do when you're bathing yourself? You splash your face, you wash your ears, wash your face.
You wash your dirty bits is what you do. Wash your armpits, wash your dirty pieces, just in case you have a lady around for lunch.
Right.
In a post-apocalyptic world, you got to wash your bollocks. You never know when you're gonna. You never.
That
You're
is
gonna
true.
you're gonna get a hot date with a newly ghoul, a glow in the dark radioactive female ghoul might fancy you. You got to wash your wash your assholes and ear holes, guys. That's what I'm saying.
Why not share the glowing love?
Oh yeah. Well,
But,
I mean,
yeah.
procreation is going to be necessary for the continuation of the species after a cataclysmic event like that.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it's going to happen. Then, if a cataclysmic event happens, that's the one thing that people don't prepare for either. You know, they don't prepare for rebuilding civilization and all those wonderful, those wonderful pain meds and everything that they give females to stop the pain.
When you say
going to be around anymore.
You mean to stop the pain? Do you mean to stop the pain of putting up with a man, or do you mean childbirth?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
There's not going to be any more Tylenol, so you can roll over and say you got a headache.
Yeah, there is that in there. Yeah, fair enough. Fair comment. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not going to have the gas and air. You're not going to have you're not going to have the epidural procedures and all that for pain relief for childbirth, admittedly. But Matthew, let's have it right. That was going on for thousands and thousands of years. And the civilization still prospered. Mankind still prospered. Look at us. We're the head of the food chain. We're the ultimate in technology and evolution. But we still have Barry Manilow. So have we really made it? Really? Have we? We need to ask ourselves some serious questions, people. Hey, Misty. How are you doing, Susan?
Yes, Stephen. Yes, you can do that too, but you can do that too, but you need more of a epidural kind of thing to go down to past the what is that? There's a filter kind of blockage in the penis.
Hey! This is a family show.
I'm sorry. In the wee.
You just said the P word.
I'm sorry. When you go to a doctor, they don't.
Matthew, there were ladies in the side chat. You just said P word. You just said penis. And now I just said it as well.
Welcome to the contamination.
And you were just talking about avoiding contamination.
I know, right?
Look, right, we're going to be in a situation where everybody's just going to be dead.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know how Harvard has so much money to do all these random human experiments on people, but there was a Harvard Harvard experiment done with survivalist type humans.
Survivalist type humans.
Yeah, survivalist type humans.
Oh, unbelievable! Because what you get is you get normal humans, and then you get survivalist type humans. What do these have? What do these people have? Do they have massive spatulas instead of hands so they can scoop up water and scoop up? What's going to survival? What do they have? Did they have waterproof matches for fingers and all this kind? What is a survivalist human?
They have ferro rods built into their bones like Wolverine.
Right, I see. Well, yeah.
And when they cough, they cough out cattail fluff.
What's your favorite post-nuclear apocalyptic problem? What's your favourite? I know it's a bit of a strange question, but
My post-apocalyptic survival mindset.
no, that's not what I
Yeah.
asked.
What?
What is your favourite post-apocalyptic problem thing?
Problem thing.
Yeah. What you might have to, not mindset, because that would be your approach to any given situation. But is there anyone in particular? Sorry about that.
Let's see here. The thing is, what my problem would be is other humans.
No, that is very deep.
General.
But do you know what mine would be? Do you know what mine would be? Hemorrhoid cream.
Why?
Well, I think that's self-explanatory, really, Matthew.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have hemorrhoids at the moment, but you never know when you're going to get them. You never know when you're going to get them. That's the point I'm trying to make. Just imagine it. The entire world has gone to complete and utter bollocks. There's a nuclear wasteland out there. There's no water. There's no food. And on top of that, to make things worse, you've got an itchy ass.
Or you got a hemorrhoid the size of a softball.
Yeah, exactly. How are you supposed to concentrate on your survival situation if you got your fingers up your own rectum?
Right. Well, that's the thing also, like you see all these people. Well, speaking on what you just said, like medicine wise, most survivalists, they would rather have every other thing, including the kitchen sink. But when it comes to their like med kits and stuff, they want to go all military with it. They want to get IFAKs with like Israeli tourniquets. They want to go with this. They want to go with that. But they don't look at basic medication. They don't. They think, oh, I'm going to stockpile, 500 tampons in here for when I get, shot 20 times.
Well,
and I mean, just shove a tampon in there.
And the reality of it is, it's an excellent actual survival device. Is a tampon, just as a condom is. A condom. There's lots of different uses, but a big one, is the amount of water you can actually store in it and hang it from trees should you need to or whatever. You can store a lot of. That's just one that I can think of off the top of my head. Right. Tampons. There's your kindling for starting a fire, as well as for wounds. Like you said, there's lots of uses for things. But and as you quite rightly said, the first port of call in somebody's head is what's new and what's fashionable, and let's get this kit, that kit, and the other.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, most people are planning for that. They think the end of the world. They're going to be Rambo and be able to.
Don't push me.
Yeah, like they're going to be riddled with bullet holes, and they think they're going to survive.
Right, I just want to validate something here because I think people are probably laughing at my explanation for hemorrhoid cream. Now, I just want to go in because I'm not going to let this go, everybody. Okay, and this is Matthew's stream, and he's my brother, so you're gonna have to put up with it. It's that simple. With the hemorrhoid, now think about it. Right, it's the end of the world, and I don't mean the shit theme tune from Friends. This is the real end of the world. Right, it's the end of the world as we know it. Okay, so you're going to be limited in what you can eat. So most people will get constipation of some. I don't like saying the C word in front of Matthew. I don't like saying it in front of the ladies. Okay, but the C word, people are going to get constipation. Now, when you get constipation, you have to force your poo. That is just the way it is. And when you do that, that's when you get piles. That's when you get hemorrhoids. So who's laughing now? While you lot there are eating all this wonderful stuff, chewing on berries that are going to give you diarrhea anyway, I'm going to be the guy with all the itchy ass cream, living it like a lord, like a drug baron.
Well, here's the thing also, people don't understand about MREs. MREs also give you constipation.
Yes,
That's
they do.
why they give you the laxative gum. And
Yeah,
nobody
oh,
ever
yeah.
and but nobody ever packs that gum with them when they pack MREs in their survival bags.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that are going to be hurt, you know. But let me answer Misty real quick. See, Misty. Yeah, they do have a limited shelf life for their, efficiency.
Mhm.
But there's been medicines that's been opened up from the 50s, the 40s, stuff like that never have been tampered with. Even though it's not the same reaction time, it takes longer, but it still works. It's
Well, I
not
mean,
effective.
sorry, brother. You're still dealing with the same situation if you come away from medication, aren't you? I mean, these meals ready to eat and even tins of food with all these preppers and stuff like that, they have
Yeah.
a shelf life. Then they're not going to last forever. Any of
Right.
it,
Well,
if it's the end of civilization and the end of the world, you've got to rebuild again anyway, because it's not like it's going to be the end of the world for just a couple of years. It's the end of the world, full
Right.
stop. Civilization is gone. You've got to rebuild humanity over thousands of years. So,
Yeah.
a few tins of beans. it's neither here nor there. But so don't diss my hemorrhoid cream. That's what I'm saying. I've never even had it, so I don't even know why I'm going on it. I've no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, you do. You kind of do. I mean, the thing is like a lot of preppers and a lot of survivalists don't look at those side effects, though. That's actually a really good point in survival, brother. That
Yeah, you will.
nobody
You're
ever
gonna.
talks about.
Yeah, you're going to get constipation, or you're going to get diarrhea. You're going to be vomiting because of all sorts of other stuff. There's all you're going to be in a bad place. It's that simple. You really are.
Right.
I mean, if anybody hasn't looked up what might happen in the event of a nuclear war, I suggest you don't, because it's really going to depress you, quite frankly.
Yeah. There's people, brother. There's still preppers out there that are prepping for another bird flu attack or pig flu, swine flu. There's people out there that is still. There's one prepper survivalist that's in one of my survival groups that is still prepping for another scarlet fever outbreak.
Okay.
Because there was one person in like Ethiopia or something that came down with scarlet fever.
Okay.
Again in like the last 7 years or 8 years. And they're like, well, if scarlet fever's coming back again, look how many people got killed off of that. So I'm prepping for that so I don't ever have to leave again.
Look at that. Thank you for that, Susan. I think me and you could go into business.
Yeah. But yeah, Misty, it's always, you always want to look at every angle. I mean, don't just sway away from one angle to go for another, because like what Dave said, if something bad happens, say one of the like another Atlantis tsunami happens and wipes out most of the land mass, and we have to go like to a water world kind of civilization where we live on boats and everything.
Absolutely not happening. There is no way I'm being told what to do by Kevin Costner. Not happening.
What about Matthew Costner?
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Yeah.
Captain Matthew.
That's a different thing entirely, though. That, to be fair, isn't it?
So, no, I'm just No,
You see, Tommy brings a whole new meaning to stockpiles.
right?
Yeah, that's exactly why I need thousands of tubes of hemorrhoid cream.
Yeah.
Do you know the
But
biggest situation is going to be, right? And this is it, right? Is either every single person in the world needs to learn survival, which isn't going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen. And what's going to happen is there are going to be gangs of people that have got absolutely nothing to lose because there's no law anymore, there's no governmental structure, that are going to be going around and they're going to kill people. They're going to raid
yes.
things. You know, it's going to be a civilization full of raiders and a wasteland, and there's going to be murder. There's going to be like, you know, on the spot, like justice. It's not going to be like people, you know. It's not just going to be, well, it's going to be a bit rough for a couple of years. It's no, that's everything that we know and what we used to will be gone forever.
Well, even your next door neighbor that doesn't know anything about survival, once they run out of their resources and everything, they are going to turn just as quick as that gang member down the street.
You see, you say that, but I think my next door neighbour is a massive survivalist because I always hear her saying, "Oh, I like to have 2 sticks in my hand at the same time." Or at least it sounds like she's saying sticks. she does a lot of moaning, you know.
Right.
I might be reading it wrong. I might be reading it wrong, Matthew.
Yeah. What I call them the true zombies. I call, you know, actual civilians, the new zombies. Those are the ones that you're going to have to watch out for. The people that do not know where their next food's going to come from. They're the ones that's going to turn on their neighbor because they don't have food, but they see you and they smell you cooking a steak or beans or whatever. They're going to come over to you. And if you don't feed them or anything, they're going to find a way to get your food.
Yes,
they're going
to kill you probably. Yeah, they're going to kill you,
right?
Because it is going to be survival of the fittest, and the survival of the fittest thing isn't to who's got the most knowledge on how to survive. It's going to be who can kill the most people and stay alive. That it really is. Right. I mean, doom and gloom, but you know, if you look at what an all-out nuclear war could do, or biological and chemical war for that matter, you know, we are screwed. Right, that is the top and bottom of it. It really is, because it isn't just a case of an explosion in a major city. It's everything that follows on from that. Everything.
Right. And see, here's the thing. Like, survivalists now are telling people to get out of the cities, get into rural areas, you know, be away from the fallout area. Correct?
Yeah.
Well, that may be true for maybe a year, maybe a year and a half at most. But those people in the city have all the resources, guns, ammo, all that stuff that they can loot, pillage, take. And guess what? They're coming out there. They're coming out to where you are to hunt, because they think, oh, wildlife's out there. I can have a steak. I can kill a deer or whatever. Then they're going to find you out there and they're going to say, oh, why is this human out here? And why are they surviving? Why are they still fat and happy while I'm here skin and bones? So they're going to track you back to wherever you live and they're going to raid you. So you're not going to be safe anywhere. And that's why I say humans is the problem in any survival situation.
In many cases throughout history where a situation has presented itself where people have had to survive by becoming cannibalistic.
Right. I mean, what was it? The flood of the Niles, and the Egyptians had to put a cannibalism and everything to survive.
Hey, CR.
Hey, CR. How you doing, brother? But yeah, like, and that happened how many years ago? Like, there was even reports of the Egyptians killing and eating their own newborns to live because they know they can make another one.
Yeah, you see, I'll be okay because even raiders and post-apocalyptic like gangs are still going to need hemorrhoid cream.
That's what you're going to be. That's what you're going to do. You're going to throw hemorrhoid cream at them
Yeah,
and say,
it
"Here,
was-
here,
it
go
was-
away."
It was one of the things I sort of like thought, why don't you get this in Fallout? You know, the computer game,
Right.
and when you wander in the wasteland, it's like, where's the hemorrhoid cream? I mean, surely. I don't know.
It's not
I don't
just
know.
that. But what about like foot cream? What about like antifungal cream, stuff like that? Nobody ever stocks that.
All joking aside, right?
Yeah.
You know, I know that I'm saying hemorrhoid cream, and I'm messing about. Obviously, you know, everybody knows that.
Oh,
But
I
the
know.
medication thing is still very true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've got a lot to learn in a short period of time. For
Right.
most people. Now, the world is absolutely replete with people that are suffering from all sorts of conditions, whether it's hypertension or diabetes or whatever, that are no longer
Yes.
going to have access to medication to control those conditions.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
That's the reality of it.
yeah, and that's the problem with big name survival companies, big name survival TV shows and stuff like that. They don't.
I think that you don't take me seriously with this survival thing, Matthew. It's not the
no.
first.
Here's the thing: you are my first mate in my compound, sir.
I tell you, it's not the first time you've laughed at my proposals. I'm starting to get a bit of a complex. If in doubt, don't hang about with Dave. I know how to make waterproof matches, but I don't know how to make waterproof cigarettes. So it's of no use to me, dude.
Oh, you're great, brother. You're great.
I'm just trying to make you smile, man.
I know you are, and I love you for it. Thank you.
I'm just trying to make you smile. Susan coming up with even more medical conditions that's going to kill everybody off. You're a girl after my own heart, you, Susan. You see, I thought I had it boxed off with a hemorrhoid cream, but you're quite right. Yes, inhalers too. Yeah, for the asthmatics. Yeah, absolutely.
And see, Miss Star's asthmatic, so like she's okay around like cigarette smoke, but only for a certain period of time. You know, like
yeah.
But if we drive by like a paper processing plant that we have here, if we drive by there, she needs an inhaler to get through there because just the smell of it clogs her lungs. So it's different forms of asthma that can hurt or saves, like depends on the person with the asthma,
Yeah,
Like,
that's very true. Like
yeah.
I said, there's lots of other things. There's, and yes, I am sure for the most part, and I don't claim to be any kind of expert in this because I'm not, quite frankly. I'm just not.
Yeah, nobody
right?
is. Nobody is in this field.
There's no doubt a lot of natural and herbal remedies that will alleviate many. But unless you are all knowledgeable in that kind of thing, you're going to be up against it, aren't you? Your survival thing is immediately to find shelter and water.
Yes.
And if it's shelter and water, and if it's nuclear, then you're not going to be walking about anyway. It's 2 weeks, isn't it? 2 weeks, or is it 30 days? I think it's 30 days, actually.
Which one?
To stay underneath all the barriers that you've made to protect yourself against the immediate fallout before you go outside for short periods of time.
It's like a nuclear fallout. Used to, like in the 60s and the 70s, they said it was 30 days. Then you could go out if you're wearing rubber clothing.
Which most people aren't. I'm pretty sure that you're only allowed out for a very short period of time after like a month or so.
Yeah.
And something like 40 litres of water, that's what makes me think it might be 40 days. 40 litres of water, and use some doors, take doors off the hinges, lean them up against a wall, a supporting wall and all that lot, and then put all sorts of other stuff to absorb the blast. And you live inside that for over a month before you even think about going outside.
Well, even your if there's a chance of like nuclear fallout, you need materials that will absorb the radiation also, like wood, styrofoam, anything and thick.
I think
To
the survival thing was look, it's you can't even dick around doing that, right?
Yeah.
Take the doors off the hinges.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? If you can, sellotape the windows as best as you can, because we had to do that in the UK during the Blitz anyway, because of the bombing from the Germans. But do all that so there's no flying glass travelling throughout the property. If there's anything left of your property after it, but there's a supporting wall, just like you guys might stand in the door frame or whatever if there's an earthquake, that kind of thing. And then make a kind of lean-to with as much baggage and packing on top of the doors as you possibly can. Build it into a corner so there's only one way in, one way out kind of thing. Get all your stores inside there as best as you possibly can. Get your family in there, huddle down and stay the fuck there for like 40 days. And then after that, you're only allowed out for a few minutes at a time to get bits and bats. And then that's for like a month or so. And then after that, you're allowed out a little bit longer and so on and so forth. So all this ideology of most people saying, oh, if there was a nuclear war, I'd just go and do this. It's like, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that, because you would be dead is what you would be. You would be dead. You would die of radiation sickness if you wasn't killed in the initial blast. In the area of immediate destruction, if you weren't killed by the blast, the heat, the shockwave, or you weren't blinded by the flash, you're going to be killed by the fallout. You know, it's look into it, people. It's not like a case of, well, it's going to be a bit rough for a week or two. It's like, no, it's big news.
Right. Well, the thing is, a lot of our survival tactics and everything that people are going on is still out of date stuff from 30, 40 years ago that we're still recycling today. We have no new ideas. We have no new anything with what we have technology-wise today. Most survivalists that are prepping for a nuclear fallout are stocking up on iodine because they think the iodine will stop nuclear, will stop the nuclear absorption.
Yeah.
Not at the beginning, but it's at the very end. And like after the month period and stuff, then you start taking the iodine stuff. So your kidneys and everything doesn't fail you, but you can't take too much of it either, or you'll poison yourself. So it's a double-bladed dagger on that medicine also. People think, oh, I'm just going to take iodine and just go out and do whatever and not have a breathing, like a nuclear fallout made mask from, the 60s and the 70s and stuff that are actually rated for radiation.
No. You got to bear in mind is what you're going to have is there's a collapse of governmental structure is what you're going to have. So you're going to have both lawlessness and martial law. Now, I know that sounds like a contradiction in terms, but where there isn't any law, it's going to be completely lawless with just absolute, wildland justice is what you're going to get. And then you're going to have martial law in the areas where there is some kind of institution still in place, where the army or whatever, the police will be shooting looters, they'll be distributing whatever aid they can to survivors and so on and so forth. It's going to be a run place. I suggest there was a film made in the UK in about 1983 called Threads, as in a needle thread, but threads plural.
Yes, I know that movie.
Yeah, that's really, really eye-opening film. And
Yeah.
they, compared to what they've got now, I mean, I know that we've had the SALTS agreement, which was the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaties, but that was just for
Mhm.
medium range missiles, and that there has been
Yeah.
a de-escalation of nuclear warheads. But the way that we can deliver them now, on
Yeah.
the sheer, there's still many thousands of nuclear warheads around the world. You need one to
Oh
cause a
yeah.
major problem.
Right.
Now, if there's a strike by from the east, or even for that matter from us in the west over to the east, yeah, you're talking about multiple warheads per main city, not just
Yeah.
one, multiple warheads, as well as taking out all the infrastructure as well. So all your
Mhm.
water, all your defense, and all that kind
Oh
of
yeah.
thing. All that's going to go. And then the nuclear winter, like I said, is going to destroy all your arable farming land, and all your cat's going to die
Right.
as well. So
Yep.
you watch like I said, if you want a really cheery or inspiring, uplifting day, look into nuclear destruction. That'll cheer you up no end.
Well, here's the thing. Also, uh, George Romero made a movie. It was the Zombie Diaries, and it was one of his last movies. It was like a straight to DVD kind of like Blair Witch movie.
Oh dear
Um,
God.
yeah, I know, but there's a lot of things in there that shows like the the collapse of civilization
Check your
slowly.
messages, Matt.
Uh,
Sorry, brother. I just need to nip to the toilet.
yeah,
Back in a sec. But just check your messages, brother.
okay. Yeah, give me 1 second, CR. Give me 1 second, brother. Uh, and Steven. It's like going to London town. It has a bad effect on me. The fumes. Okay. Yeah, see, Steven, yeah, that's what happens with Miss Star. Like, she's fine with like smoke inhalation, and like she can stand around cigarettes for a certain period of time. But if we go through any like factory or any smog like places, it burns her lungs. Like she won't be able to breathe. But there is, see, I don't know the territory of New Zealand where you're at, but if you have any kind of cedar, you can take the cedar pines off of the cedar, usually red cedar, and you boil them like a tea. You can drink that, and it will help with your respiratory. It it it's a long term effect, but if you drink cedar pine needle tea like 2 times a day for like 3 months, it will help your respiratory system. It will also help you stave off the cold, stuff like that. Um, and that's what I've been doing with Miss Star, and that's why she's able to withstand some of the smoke and everything that used to she couldn't breathe before. And welcome back, brother.
Hey, Matthew. I think it's very, very nice that you offer such advice. You're a very
Yeah,
adviseful, offering guy, aren't you?
I try, sir. I
I
try.
am. I think that I illuminate. What, you like, give me a chance to finish my lie before you start laughing. I didn't even finish my lie, and you was already. I think I illuminate people with lots of information and knowledge about survival. I mean, pretty much all I've been
Yes.
saying is, if there's a nuclear war, just everybody turn it in. Just everybody knock it on the head. We're all
Oh,
doomed. We're doomed. Doomed.
but but anyways, on in that George Romero movie, it he does show the fall of culture, the fall of civilization. Like,
Again, I hate to interrupt you, but you have said something that people are genuinely taking it, and instead of me dicking around,
mhm.
asking about the seeds and that, because it was good
Oh,
information. That
okay. It's the pine needles, the actual green needles that's on there. They're not seeds,
but you boil them for about 3 minutes in there, or you can put it in the water and let it soak, and then keep them in there until it boils, because the sap inside of it and everything needs to leak out into the water. So while it's coming up to a boil, it's leaking out all that sap and everything into it. Then you can chew the needles after they're boiled, but don't swallow the needles. So you can scoop them out with a spoon or anything like that, chew the needles, suck out the water from them, spit out the needles, then drink the actual tea. So if you do have red cedar, white cedar, you have to wait until the actual berries come into bloom, but it doesn't. It has more of a like to fight off the common cold. It doesn't do the respiratory problem healing like red cedar.
Sort of helps boost the immune system. Is there anybody in the basement, just incidentally?
No.
Okay. It's just with like, I'm just, you know.
Yeah, I'll give CR the link here in a minute, but
okay.
But like there was one where they came to a military. There was a point in the movie where they the bus of the college students was in their bus, and they came to a military like stop point, like a barricade, and it showed like the military soldiers coming up on the bus and like looking at them, seeing if they wouldn't let them pass without giving them either food or ammunition or something like that, or something else, because they had females with them. And it showed that oh, hold on. Give me a second.
Do what you got to do, brother. Okay, it's going to be a little bit of a different world if it's left to me to answer the people in the side chat, because I absolutely know nothing about this kind of thing. What's this? What's that I say? What about the pine trees that is used for Christmas? Don't know. I don't know. As far as I'm aware, that's the evergreens are good for that kind of thing anyway, for boosting your immune system. So I would imagine it wouldn't do any harm. Unless, of course, it's one of those plastic ones, Stephen. A fibre optic, in which case, if you boil that, you get electrocuted. So just be careful, okay? Oh, dear me. It's unbelievable, isn't it? On behalf of Matthew, you're very welcome there, Tammy. I don't know what else we've got in the side chat. Is that it? And we all got, yeah, we are. I'll check right now, actually, Tammy. I will check the email situation to see what it is. You see, I was paying attention to the help with the breathing kind of thing, I mean, more noticeable about the wheezing since it was pointed out to me yesterday. No, I've got them. Thank you, Tammy. I've actually received them, so I appreciate that. Thank you, very kind. No, I know you're not, Stephen. It was, what should we say? A joke. I know that sometimes humour's lost on you. Yeah, receive them, Tammy. They're here.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Is all good? Do you need to dash off, brother?
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, hold on.
I'm going to take that as a yes then. What? Gold rod and little clackers. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Kayla.
Okay,
there you
I'm
go.
back.
Yeah, you weren't gone very long, so you weren't missed.
Okay, thank you. But
You can go again if you want.
well, bye everybody.
I was joking. You dare.
But yeah, it showed like the military was saying, give us anything that you have that we can use to help protect you. And then they showed that one of the guys was videotaping it. And they were like, "We need you to shut that off, or I'll put a bullet in your head." And
okay.
it shows them cutting off the camera, then starting back like X amount of minutes later, and like they took what they wanted from their resources and from the women. Like
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like
Okay.
when you were talking about like the martial law versus like criminals.
Yeah.
And it'll get to that point to where like the military is going to have more power than common gang members, so
Of course, yeah.
and when
But in saying
kinda
that,
like,
and I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother, but in saying that, the inspiration towards serving isn't going to be the same, is it though?
right,
Because
yeah,
you can't, it can't be lost on people that even members of the military are family men. They've got, and they serve a government,
right,
and when that thing is no longer in place, I don't know. I don't suppose we will until hopefully it won't happen. But you know what I mean.
well, I just think it was kind of like the fall of Rome, when the army started to take over more because they knew, they had the power. When
Yeah, I suppose.
like they were saying, we are the ones that enforce your laws. So now
Yeah.
you're going to listen to us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, I think it'll kind of be like that. Like generals will start giving orders, and say if people don't, kind of like people trying to find refuge in military settlements, like here's a military stronghold. Every citizen that's trying to escape or trying to find shelter or whatever to hold out, they're going to go to the military, and because they're used to the military giving aid, and then the military can literally use them for slavery. You know what I mean?
I think in excuse me.
Yeah.
At the height of the Cold War, there was there was information pamphlets and leaflets that could have been mass distributed. There were also various things recorded as emergency broadcasts if you sort of like knew that there was an escalation towards a nuclear war becoming imminent, and then obviously everybody's heard about the 4-minute warning thing when there's an actual strike been launched from the east west, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And you'd like to think that not like to think, that's the wrong word, isn't it? But you'd sort of like to take a little bit of comfort in thinking that it wouldn't just be totally sudden, so you would have no idea, and that there would be an emergency infrastructure put in place. But all you've got to do is look at mankind, okay, throughout history, and when it's come to learning a so-called lesson by an event in history, and then we will repeat it later on. I mean, all I would give you an example, and I'm not going to use the USA as a scapegoat. I'm going to use the UK here. This is the UK. No, because I don't believe in that. Everybody bashes on the US because they're sort of like being seen as, the new kids on the block when it comes to having an empire, even if it's mainly via consumerism and so on and so forth. But, rather than actually taking over countries as per se. But you sort of like looked at in that respect now, really.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. All this shit building up. It's like I've had a rough day, Matthew. You know what I mean? I've completely forgotten what I was talking about as well now. So I suppose that saves everybody a load of aggro, doesn't it, in the long run? But you'd like to think that there'd be some sort of a build up to it, that you would know you would see that there would be an escalation and people will be able to take some kind of like, emergent or at least short-term measures to survive. Yeah. I wouldn't like to think that it'd just be a cataclysmic event that we don't know about it, that is massively sudden and just catches everybody unawares. I'd like to think. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but but then there's on the other hand that there's so much that the government keeps, like okay, there's so much information that the government keeps away from us too. Like, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, the Texas-sized asteroid that was almost going to collide with the Earth, but barely
I've just remembered what I was just remembered what I was trying to say. You see, I'm only 10 minutes behind. It's slow synapses. You see, everybody, my neurons don't fire as fast as everybody else's. When it's a Monday, for God's sake, give me a break. What I was saying is, I'm not going to use the USA as a scapegoat. Now I remember that. I remember the scapegoat. I don't know why I've got goats on the brain, but feta cheese. But what I'm going to say is, we don't seem to learn. Okay, after the Second World War and after everything that had gone on in the Second World War, obviously, the British military or the UK seemed to not learn a great deal, Matt. Right? We invented the tank. Yet in between the wars, we got rid of the tank, and then Germany caused as much problems as it did by taking over a big chunk of Europe by the Blitzkrieg, using fast-moving tanks, the Lightning War.
Yeah.
Because they paid attention to what had happened and learned from it. We didn't. Now, it was the same thing when it come to the mid-1970s, say. The British government decide that we need to get rid of this navy. We don't need a navy this big. This is completely pointless.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1982, the Argentinians invaded the Falklands. Now, owing to the fact that the UN made a resolution and so on and so forth, that the people in the Falkland Islands have the right to self-determination. It's up to them to decide who they want to be. And they voted to be British, which meant that the UK had the backing of everybody else. I'm not even going to get into the last Malvinas and all that shit.
Right.
But, they had the right to self-determination. But we had learned nothing. We learned nothing from that. Here we are now, talking about downsizing our navy and downsizing our army because nothing really's gone on too much lately. So we don't learn. We do not learn. That is the issue. And I don't think that even though we had all them things put in place all them years ago, that if shit hit the fan, that would be any better now as a civilization. I just don't, because we don't learn. We I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
We get too comfortable. We get this false form of peace, like even though we're not safe, we feel safe. And when we get to that point, we start looking at how to save money, how to do this, how to do that. Then we start, like what you said, we start withdrawing and taking away, and because we don't think it's going to ever be needed again, until it does. Then that starts up the economy again. War starts the war helps the economy,
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I do know that. I mean, in my lifetime alone, I've seen, again, I'll use my own country as an example. I've seen the UK change when it's come to import and export and industry. I'm not blind. I know that the UK is in the top 4 of AMS producers around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Our biggest export, the UK, its biggest export, its biggest product is weapons.
Yeah. Imagine that, right? But it's always, that's the one thing that will always make the world go round is weapons. It's and why not?
And it's like any third world country that has a stockpile of money saved up, yeah, we're going to sell. It's just like America. We're going to sell 20-year-old, army surplus to South America, to Africa. We're going to sell, guns that were used in Vietnam to any little area, any little country that needs it,
Oh yeah.
and it's just to make that money. They did.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Stephen. It's a Tuesday. However, just a word of advice. If you're going to come and correct me, do it grammatically correct. So you need a comma in that statement. Okay, so it's no Dave, comma, it's now Tuesday morning. So if you're going to come right to put me right.
No, Steven. You gotta say good Tuesday morning to
Yeah,
Dave.
good Tuesday morning, Dave. He is right, though. It is Tuesday morning. I obviously weren't paying attention to what's going on. It's like, hang on a minute. I just looked at the clock and thought, shit, it is. It's Tuesday morning. All right, smart ass, Tuesday morning then.
Oh,
come on. He knows I'm only joking.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. I was just telling him to be more assholey about it.
No, he's actually very, very mellow, Stephen, compared to some other people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's very much more relaxed than a lot of other people. You see, that's the mirror opposite of me. I'm quite highly strung lately for some reason, it seems, and so are you. You bearded.
It's because of a drummer.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you could be right. Oh, there you go. He's just done it now in the side chat. He's just done it. Thank you, Stephen. Oh, brilliant. I love it.
Oh, that was wonderful, Stephen.
Yeah, love it. Good lad.
Yes. You are learning, Stephen.
Unbelievable.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off here, bro. I gotta go
yeah.
to the hospital.
Okay. Well, I appreciate. Well, I'm gonna be all formal and say I appreciate you having me up here, but no. If anything,
I'll drag your ass up here any day.
If anything, this has been an absolute pleasure for you.
I know, right?
Oh, joking.
Thank you, Dave.
Matt, thanks for having me up, man. I appreciate it anyway, yeah?
Always, brother. Always.
Yeah,
all right, family.
Take it easy, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Dave.
All right. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
No,
you're all very, 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 very delicious. What?
They got to say bye to you first.
Yes, I have to leave first, don't I? Okay.
No. They got to say bye, then you leave.
All right. I'm paying attention to the side chat now, Matthew.
First bye gets Dave gone.
Oh, thanks a lot. That makes me feel really wanted. All right. That's like desperately saying, somebody please say bye to Dave so he fucks off.
Steven didn't say bye to you. He said take care, Matthew.
Yeah,
fuck that, Dave.
Yeah, Matthew's up here thinking it's only because I've known him so long that I don't just boot the prick.
Right. Oh, look. Everybody say bye, Dave.
All right. See you later, everybody. Take it easy. I appreciate you watching and paying attention to this complete bearded buffoon at the side of me. See you later, guys.
Take care, big bro. Love you.
See you later, brother. Take it easy. Love you, man. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, family. I love you all. Y'all take care. And we'll do this again. We'll do this again, I promise. And CR, you will come up next time. I'm so sorry. I'm just not even here right now, bro. I love y'all. Y'all take care. I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Bye. Love y'all.